Hello, NBA fans. Every day we have news about the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm a Lakers fan and I ask for your help by subscribing to the channel and giving me your thumbs up. It is being proposed that the Lakers bring in another center to support DeAndre Ayton, and the preferred name is Daniel Gafford. The Lakers could send Jared Vanderbilt, Dalton Netsch, or even involve Gabe Vincent in this trade. Daniel Gafford is a friend of Luka Doncic, and the two have great chemistry playing together. The Los Angeles Lakers are 15-4, second in the Western Conference, and are playing at a near-peak level with the LeBron James, Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, and company roster JJ Redick has to work with. Additionally, DeAndre Ayton, the Lakers' biggest acquisition of the offseason, has fallen into his role well as the team's starting center. Yet still, rumors remain consistent that Los Angeles is still targeting another big man to add to the roster. Most recently, Brett Siegel of Clutch Points reported the Lakers still have interest in Daniel Gafford of the Dallas Mavericks. The former Doncic teammate has been a long-term target for Los Angeles, but he could now be even closer to getting moved with the Mavs now on the verge of collapse. Lakers' strong interest in former Luka partner fuels new trade rumors. Coincidentally enough, one of the teams with strong interest in Gafford dating back to last season is the Los Angeles Lakers, sources said, Siegel wrote. Could we see a reunion between Luka Doncic and Gafford in Los Angeles in February? After bouncing around the league, Gafford has his best years playing with Doncic in Dallas. This season, his averages of 9.4 points and 6.5 rebounds on 61.7% shooting in 23.5 minutes per game are a slight drop from years past, but he remains an athletic big man and lob threat that could be coveted by teams around the league. Lakers still interested in Gafford. Before the Ayton signing this summer, the frontcourt was by far the biggest issue for the Lakers last season. But now with the former number 1 overall pick, those concerns have quieted a bit. Ayton is by no means a top-tier big man, but he's been solid in the two-man game and as a lob threat for James, Doncic, and Reeves. Yet still, Siegel's recent reporting shows Los Angeles isn't fully committed to a long-term future with Ayton. With Gafford potentially on the market, it could give the Lakers the chance to add a player proven to play well with their new franchise star in Doncic, and someone who brings a bit more than Ayton on the defensive end of the floor. Lakers target elite shot blocker even with Ayton's breakout, insider. Gafford is an excellent shooter from the field, with a career average of 70.1. His 9.4 points, 6.5 assists, and 1.4 assists will not blow anyone away, but the current Maverick is a former teammate of Luka Doncic, so he knows how to play with the superstar and face of the Lakers' future, Eric Beeston wrote for Bleacher Report. The biggest knock on Gafford would be his health. He's only played in at least 70 regular season games 3 times in his career, and has dealt with numerous lower body injuries over the past few seasons. However, Ayton is currently nursing a knee injury of his own and has missed a ton of time in his career as well, playing in less than 70% of regular season games in the first 7 years of his career. There is a potential for the Lakers to have both on the roster, though adding Gafford's $18+ million contract wouldn't be the easiest task. Lakers get major warning on bombshell trade for $109 million champ. Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves continue to carry LA. James' previously impending return to the court for the Lakers was the biggest storyline surrounding the team through the first month of the season. There were questions as to how well he'd fit with Doncic and Reeves, but now, those concerns have dropped, as Los Angeles has won their last 7 games. The supporting cast of Rui Hachimura, Jake LaRavia, Marcus Smart, and Jackson Hayes have been solid, but it's mostly been LA's new Big Three leading the way for their recent win streak. Though James sat in their latest game against the New Orleans Pelicans, Doncic and Reeves picked up the slack, as they have for most of the year. Doncic scored 34, and Reeves had 33, the two becoming just the 4th set of teammates to score 30+ in 3 straight games, Dan Woik wrote for The Athletic. The stats for both paint an even clearer picture as to how impactful they've been so far this season. Doncic is averaging a league-high 35.1 points per game along with 8.7 rebounds, 9.2 assists, and 1.7 steals. It was hard to see his offensive game taking another leap after his time in Dallas, but the Slovenian is now making the best case of his career for the MVP award. Similarly, Reeves is putting up career highs across the board, with 28.8 points, 5.8 rebounds, and 6.8 assists per game on 52% shooting. His rise has been a bit more gradual, but the 27-year-old's performances this season have put him in line for a max contract next summer. James has only played 4 games so far and sat out most recently against the Pelicans. His scoring has dropped significantly, 16.5 ppg, but in the games he's played, he remains the key cog for the Lakers' offense. JJ Redick sees room for improvement despite Lakers' 15-4 start. The Los Angeles Lakers are off to a better start to the 2025-26 season than just about anybody predicted. Head coach JJ Redick has the Lakers at 15-4 through 19 games, good enough for a 65-win pace and second in the Western Conference as of Monday, December 1st. However, there are certainly things to point to that signal of potential regression to the mean. LA does have the number 5 offense in the league, but their defense ranks 17th. Their net rating of 4.1 puts them at 12th in the league, right around the Boston Celtics, 11-9, and the Cleveland Cavaliers, 12-9. Their turnover rate ranks 23rd, and their assist-to-turnover ratio is 21st. Despite coming off a blowout win over the shorthanded New Orleans Pelicans on Sunday night, Redick recognizes all these factors and knows there are things to be happy about and things to improve on. "We challenged the guys before the game," Redick said. "We got out to a 7-2 start. We've been 7-2 in our last 9 games. The last time we were in a 7-2 stretch, we played Atlanta. The day, right before the game, a bunch of guys are out. So, it's similar. Zion Williamson is out, Trey Murphy 3 is out, and Herb Jones is out. Jordan Poole's been out. So, we wanted to get off to a good start. We wanted to play with the right intent. I thought we did that. Then the game got a little wonky with their junk defenses and the firing and all that stuff. Truthfully, I think sometimes you get a lead like that, and I hate saying this, but teams can get a little bored. That's what we're trying to get away from, is just continuing to be a process team, and didn't think we were great with that tonight. I didn't think our defense was good for the last 3 quarters. It's nice to sit here and be 15-4 and be like, oh, the results are great. And we should be proud of being 15-4 after 19 games. It's a great start. There's a lot of slices of pizza left in the box that we can still get after. There's a lot of room for improvement for our team, which to me is a positive. The Lakers will have a chance to prove themselves with some tougher competition coming up. Their next 5 games are all against teams currently over .500, the Phoenix Suns, Toronto Raptors, Celtics, Philadelphia 76ers and San Antonio Spurs, and Redick is excited for that challenge. Absolutely. The entire season is a challenge, and throughout the season, there's stretches that are more challenging than others, Redick said. I don't think anybody on our team necessarily looks, and this is not a knock on New Orleans by the way, but the reality is the Clippers, the Mavs, and the Lakers, and the history of all that stuff and who those teams have been over the last several seasons. I don't think the Clippers and Mavs, I don't think our guys are looking at their records and saying, oh, this is a bad team. New Orleans has had a ton of injuries and a coaching change, so that's a different situation. We've got an incredible challenge tomorrow with Phoenix. Those guys have played great basketball, and they're coming off a couple losses to 2 of the best teams in the NBA. They play hard. They have an identity. That's going to be a huge challenge on the second night of the back-to-back. Then, in terms of an East Coast trip, I know there's a couple teams that have stuff like this in terms of Eastern Conference going west and West going east. I've been a part of the NBA for 19 years. I don't ever remember a California-based team going to the far east of the Eastern Conference for 3 games to play 3 in 4 nights. That's an incredible challenge. Then we come back, of course, and we've got another challenge. So, it's going to be a tough stretch, and we're going to have to manage a lot of different stuff coming up. Redick then analyzed if teams have an easier time staying engaged and hearing constructive critiques when they are winning versus when they are losing. We've tried to make a concentrated effort to try to get better even when we're winning, and that's probably a better question for the players because I know as a coach, and Luka and I were joking in the last minute, he was talking after I took him out of the game with 3 minutes to go, and one of the things I said to him was, "You have no idea the level of paranoia that I live with as a coach, and it's really different than when I played." So I like our team. The guys have bought in, and they get along, and they root for each other, and it's not fake. We watch it on film. We highlight it on film. There's a lot of things that I really like about our basketball team. It's okay 19 games in to say, hey, we're not where we want to be. That's okay. That doesn't take away from anything we've done or anything that any individuals have done so far this season. So we have to just continue. Again, tomorrow something's going to happen. We've got to get better from it. Our defense has to get better. I thought we had some good stretches. I didn't like a lot of tonight on that end. Perhaps the biggest reason for optimism with the Lakers right now is that Redick and the roster do not appear to have a false sense of where the team is at. They are happy to be 15-4, but they know that they have room to improve, and that they have not yet played their best basketball. That mindset alone should keep them from getting complacent, even if the wins continue to stack up. Lakers GM Rob Pelinka gets candid about free agent strategy. Los Angeles Lakers president of basketball operations and general manager Rob Pelinka discussed how the organization handled free agency this past summer, during which the team rebuilt its entire roster. The Lakers signed Marcus Smart, DeAndre Ayton, and Jake LaRavia during free agency, addressing the team's most significant needs for additional size and wing players capable of guarding multiple positions. While it is early in the season, it is fair to describe all three free agents as successful adds at this point, especially Ayton and LaRavia, who were major question marks, but the franchise has been proven right in adding them to the roster. Pelinka, the man responsible for those decisions, spoke about his approach to the offseason and building out the edges of the roster. Everyone's playing physical. You know, we talked a lot about how we wanted to get younger with the roster and then more depth, Pelinka said on a pre-game Spectrum Sportsnet broadcast prior to a 135-118 defeat of the LA Clippers on Tuesday. That was something we really focused on in July. If you look around the league at the successful teams, they're young, Pelinka said. Everyone's playing fast. Everyone's playing physical. So when we went out and added DeAndre Ayton and Jake LaRavia and brought in Marcus Smart, we really felt like that would fill out our depth. And to see that happening in real time, proof of concept, has been encouraging. Granted, Smart doesn't quite fit the young descriptor, as a 31-year-old who appears to be a bit past his athletic prime. But to his credit, he's looked better this season than he has since perhaps the end of his Boston Celtics tenure. Pelinka is under the microscope from the new owner, Mark Walter, who is looking to evaluate every part of the franchise to decide whether the right people are in place. The season start has been promising for Pelinka's team, with the Lakers holding a 15-4 record after Sunday's victory, their 7th straight, over the New Orleans Pelicans. LA currently ranks second in the Western Conference, behind only the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Lakers experienced significant drama over the summer caused by LeBron James, who hinted at wanting a trade from Los Angeles while the team focused on building around Luka Doncic. Many around the NBA expected the Lakers to be a circus this year, but the free agency signings and chemistry built from a full offseason of Austin Reeves, Luka Doncic, and James playing together were seemingly overlooked. Los Angeles is looking like a force to be reckoned with, especially given their impressive results in an intensely competitive Western Conference. JJ Redick must make a simple Rui Hachimura tweak for Lakers to truly take off. The Los Angeles Lakers forward and DeAndre Ayton must be kept apart. How does the second seed in the Western Conference, riding a 7-game winning streak, get even better than they already are? That would be accomplished by fine-tuning the combinations. There is one pairing that is noticeably just not meshing as well as the Los Angeles Lakers would have hoped. That would be Rui Hachimura and DeAndre Ayton. Both players have been great in their own way for the Lakers. Hachimura has delivered the type of shooting presence that Luka Doncic needs on the perimeter around him. Meanwhile, Ayton has been the stabilizing force at center that Los Angeles dreamed of when they acquired him in the offseason. The lineup data of playing the two together shows the pair do not coexist in ways that are truly advantageous to the Lakers. The way to fix that problem for JJ Redick is not particularly difficult here. Rui Hachimura and DeAndre Ayton should be kept apart by the Lakers. Hachimura and Ayton have a sizable sample of playing together, relative to the amount of time this season has offered. The two have spent 16 games and 395 minutes on the court together. The results of that? Underwhelming. Hachimura and Ayton have a net rating of -1.1 together on the court. Their offensive rating of 117.3 is solid. However, it is the other end where the two struggle to play together. The duo has posted a rough 118.4 defensive rating when guarding opposing teams. The solution here is pretty simple. Hachimura should get more run with Jackson Hayes, while Ayton spends more time with Jake LaRavia. Hachimura and Hayes have posted a strong net rating together, registering a mark of 2.4 when sharing the court. Their offensive rating is a touch lower than the original pair, dropping down to 114.3. However, the defensive rating is much stronger, with the category sitting at 111.9. The hesitation that keeps this from being a seamless fix comes from the other pairing here. Ayton and LaRavia are a better defensive combination, with a 115.0 defensive rating. However, the other side falls well short, dropping down to 112.7 in terms of offensive rating. The push here comes from which area the Lakers need a bigger boost to. Los Angeles is enjoying the fifth best offense in basketball. However, their defense is slightly below average, coming in at 17. Having Doncic, Austin Reeves, and LeBron James would allow some comfort in believing the offense works itself out more often than not. The same cannot be said of the defense. Redick and his staff will want to balance out their group as much as possible to truly allow them to be serious championship contenders. Making moves to satisfy the defensive deficiencies will be paramount to that.